Sad mood. A woman scorned. Murder. In secrets. Kennedy Brown, EmmaParaLeeInc. Incorporated. As witnessed and testified to from the porch. The Elder Chorus, with visiting cousin Ruby Gregory Miller. Character introductions. Charla Reed. Mama E. Standing, hand over her heart, taking her time. Charla Reed is what this world calls a good woman, and what this world does to good women is a crime that ought to carry a sentence. She married her high school sweetheart straight out of graduation. Took a job at Best where lenses the moment she could to put that man through school. Carried 3 children, Dalen, Zenobia and Trey, managed the home, the career, the chaos of a husband who could not settle on a major if you stapled it to him. 17 years. She gave that man 17 years of steady, sacrificial, unglamorous love. She was his foundation while he figured himself out. She was his income while he found his footing. She was his peace while he built the life she made possible. And the moment Hamilton and Associates made Donnelly Reed a comptroller and the money started coming in, Charla became inconvenient, lost, sad, broken, and according to Sad Mood too, in a world of trouble possibly enough to last a lifetime. The woman held everything together for 17 years, and the story starts when it all falls apart. That is not a coincidence. That is the oldest injustice in the book. Ruby Gregory Miller. Setting down her glass, very deliberate. She put him through school. Kept the children. Kept the home. Kept the lights on while he changed his major like he was changing channels. And the moment the money arrived, money she helped build, she got a divorce request and a younger replacement. I have no jokes. I have only a very long, very specific fury. Donnelly Reed. Auntie May. On her feet before she even starts talking. Donnelly Reed. Let me paint this picture for you nice and slow so everybody on this porch understands what we are dealing with. This man married Charla straight out of high school. Let her work at an optical company to support them while he, and I need you to hear this, was forever changing his major. Not once. Not twice. Forever. Like a hobby. Like a pastime. Like changing majors was the one thing in his life he was truly committed to. Finally, he buckles down, becomes chief loan officer at Hamilton and Associates. The money rolls in, and what does Donnelly do with his newfound success? Does he look at the woman who funded his entire educational journey and say thank you? Does he upgrade his wife's life the way she upgraded his possibilities? No, baby. He has a midlife crisis. He finds Crystal Pearson, 20 years younger than him, a newer version of the woman he already had at home, and he asks Charla for a divorce. He traded in the original for a replica. After 17 years. After 3 children. After every sacrifice Charla ever made was cashed in on his behalf. Donnelly Reed is not a complicated man. He is a common one. And that is somehow worse. Ruby Gregory Miller. One eyebrow raised, immovable. He was forever changing his major on her dime, her time and her energy. Got the title. Got the salary. Got the confidence that her sacrifice built. And then used all of it to walk out the door. Donnelly Reed did not have a midlife crisis. He had a 17-year plan and Charla was the funding source. Crystal Pearson. Mama Greer. Arms folded, reading this situation top to bottom. Crystal Pearson is 20 years younger than Donnelly Reed, and a younger version of the woman he already has at home. Now I want everyone on this porch to sit with that for a moment. He did not go find something different. He went and found something newer. Which means he knew exactly what he had. He just wanted it without the history. Without the sacrifice. Without the 17 years of receipts that Charla carries. Crystal stepped into a life that Charla built, and a man that Charla made. She may not know the full cost of what she is inheriting. Or she may not care. Either way, Sad Mood 2 says a woman scorned murder and secrets. And Crystal Pearson is standing at the center of all 3 whether she planned to be or not. Ruby Gregory Miller. Precise, unhurried. He found a younger version of the wife he already had. That is not a midlife crisis. That is a man who knew what he wanted and decided the original model had served its purpose. Crystal should ask herself very carefully what happens when she is no longer 20 years younger than him. Dalen, Zenobia and Trey Reed. Mother Mary. Still slow, carrying every word like weight. 3 children. Dalen, Zenobia and Trey. They did not ask for this. They woke up one morning in a home their mother built and their father dismantled. They watched Charla go to work at Best wear lenses to keep the lights on while Daddy changed his mind about his future. They watched her hold it all together for 17 years. And now they are watching her fall apart. And their father is somewhere across town with Crystal Pearson, spending the money their mother's sacrifice helped him earn. The children in this story are not footnotes. They are the reason the stakes are real. They are the reason Charla cannot simply be sad and go home. She is the home. Ruby Gregory Miller. Firmly no softening. 3 children. 3 witnesses to everything their father chose over their mother. Donnelly will answer for that in ways he has not yet imagined. Children have long memories and longer reckonings. Ratchet Hood synopsis. Books 1 and 2 as told from the porch. Ruby Gregory Miller visiting, judging with precision and zero remorse. Warning, warning. This is what happens when a good woman runs out of good. Warning. Mama E. Opening like a Sunday school lesson gone gloriously wrong. Sad mood. 2 words. And they cover everything. Because here is what we are working with. Charla Reed was the perfect woman. Married Donnelly straight out of high school. Her high school sweetheart, her person, her entire plan, and got to work. Best wear lenses. Day in, day out. Supporting a grown man through what I can only describe as the most expensive and extended identity crisis in Greer, South Carolina history. The man was forever changing his major. Forever. Like a subscription service she never signed up for but kept getting billed. Ruby Gregory Miller. Immediately. She worked at an optical company to support a man who could not decide what he wanted to be when he grew up. The irony of working at Best wear lenses while being blind to what he was doing is not lost on me. I will say that once and move on. Auntie May. Picking up speed, unstoppable. Meanwhile Charla is forever pregnant, 3 children, Honey, Dalen, Zenobia and Trey. And she is managing the career, the kids, the home, and this man's rotating academic identity all at the same time. She is doing everything. He is doing paperwork. Different paperwork every semester, but paperwork nonetheless. And then, Donnelly finally buckles down, becomes comptroller and chief loan officer at Hamilton and Associates, and the money starts rolling in. And we all on this porch said finally, because Charla has earned this. 17 years, baby. 17 years of holding that man up. Mama Greer. With the energy of someone who saw this coming from 1987. But the money that Charla's sacrifice made possible, did not go to the family. Oh no. It went to Donnelly's confidence. And Donnelly's confidence went directly to Crystal Pearson. 20 years younger than him. A younger version of Charla. Not even a different type of woman, the same woman just without the history and the receipts. He asked his wife of 17 years, the mother of his 3 children, the woman who funded his entire ascent, for a divorce. Traded in the original for the replica. And left Charla lost, sad and broken. Ruby Gregory Miller. Standing because she cannot address this sitting down. He found a younger version of his own wife and called that a midlife crisis. That is not a crisis. That is a plan with a timeline. Charla funded the education. Charla managed the household. Charla raised the children. Charla kept the lights on while he found himself. And the moment he was found, he used her money to leave her. I want that stated clearly for the record. Mother Mary. With the quiet that always lands the hardest. Lost. Sad. And broken. Those are the 3 words the story gives us for what Charla became. But I want to add a 4th, because I have lived long enough to know what comes after lost, sad, and broken in a woman who has given everything and been handed nothing back. The 4th word is dangerous. Not mean. Not petty. Dangerous. Because she has nothing left to lose and everything left to prove. Sista Shirley Ann. In Rust, leaning forward, more serious than usual. And sad mood too, says a woman scorned murder and secrets. Which means whatever Charla does next, whatever trouble she finds herself in, that is possibly enough to last a lifetime. It did not come out of nowhere. It came out of 17 years of being the perfect woman for a man who was never the perfect husband. A woman scorned is not a punchline. She is a conclusion. And Donnelly Reed wrote the first chapter of that conclusion the moment he handed his wife a divorce request and handed Crystal Pearson his salary. Ruby Gregory Miller. Returning to her chair, crossing her legs, final. Murder. Secrets. A woman scorned. Those are the 3 things on the cover of Book 2. Donnelly Reed created all 3 with 17 years of decisions he made while Charla was too busy keeping his life together to notice. Mama E. Closing slow and certain. Sad Mood is the story of a woman who was everything and was treated like nothing, who sacrificed the best years of her life building a man who walked out the door fully built on her foundation, who found herself on the other side of 17 years with 3 children, a broken heart, and a world of trouble waiting on her doorstep. But Charla Reed is not just a sad story. She is a reckoning. And reckonings, the real ones, the ones built out of that much love and that much loss, do not arrive quietly. Warning, a word to Donnelly. What God joined together you dissolved. What Charla built you took. What comes next, that is all on you. Warning. Ruby Gregory Miller, final word. Paused at the porch steps, one hand on the railing looking back. Donnelly Reed used Charla's best years to build his best life. Then he left. And the story, both books of it, is about what Charla does with what is left. One beat. I hope it costs him everything she was worth. Which, for the record, was considerably more than he could afford. House with garden porch adjourned. Charla, baby, we see you. We have always seen you. Sad Mood. Kennedy Brown, EmmaParaLeeInc. Where the streets tell their own truth.